is supported as it might help a person when it comes to the fatal disease, such as I mentioned to you just now, obviously cancer, and but it also somehow actually it violates or actually against the human's right, because here we are talking about human using human embryos in a massive way. Means that you can the one that I mentioned just now, the mother itself take the way in order to protect the kids. But now we are talking about taking the human embryos, just simply take, and it is a massive way. Okay, all right, so that is how we actually portray an issue. So there will be two sides in viewing an issue. So that is about argumentative essay. Okay, so now you are no longer stuck in the writing argumentative essay in secondary school. You are now embracing the way of writing academically. Means you are writing argumentative essay at a higher level. Okay, so there is no longer about introduction, body paragraph, and conclusion. But now you are going to have another point, another paragraph, what we call as refutation. So you can see here, what is unique about argumentative essay is not just give merely reasons to support your point of view. You also have to discuss the other side's reason and rebut them. So rebut means to point out problems with the other side's reason to prove they are not good reason. So you means that you acknowledge the point from the other side, but you just acknowledge, you still against them. Okay, if you were a debater, you might know, or if you have watched debate earlier, you might know better on these terms, rebut and refutation. Okay, so this is a format of argumentative essay in which obviously you can start with, you have to start with introduction and conclusions. Okay, so intro and conclusion, and what is between these two paragraphs is what we call as body paragraph. So as I mentioned to you, you have now 3 plus 1, means the 3 points to support your stand, and plus 1 paragraph, 1 point for you to put in the refutation. Okay, so for refutation, you have to recognize the opposing view and prove it's wrong, and use superior reason to prove they are wrong. So basically, guys, when you are writing this argumentative essay, first and foremost, when you have an issue, please try to brainstorm both sides. Brainstorm, only brainstorm. Yes, good. Wafi. I advise you to look from both sides. Okay, so you brainstorm 3 and 3. 3 for support, 3 for against. Okay, and then you choose one from, if let's say you choose to support, means for refutation you have to extract one from the side for the refutation, and it goes vice versa. Okay, all right, so here for 6th paragraph, obviously when you have to start introduction, you have to give background information. So this is about factual essay. Okay, critical kind of essay. Therefore, I recommend you to use statistics, facts, for you to start to give information as the background of the issue for your reader. Okay, try to avoid yourself from using anecdote, story, because this is somehow like a factual thing. Okay, so you want to convince people about your stand. So it's better for you to come up with such facts. Okay, and obviously you have to write a thesis statement. So remember, thesis statement, you have to write topic plus mean either 1, mean either 2, mean either 3. Now you are going to have the topic plus your stand about the topic. Okay, so you have to take a stand. You cannot simply make a partial agreement here. Partial agreement means you half strong and half strong, half support and half against. You cannot do that. It has to be a stand, a firm stand. And after that, you are going to elaborate, justify your stand by doing these 3 points: body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3. Please note that if that I put here argument, stronger argument, strongest argument. So it is much recommended for you if you manage to put it in the strength of level. The level strength means which one is average argument. This one is stronger and strongest. But no, please don't worry much about the level. All in all, it's about how you actually convince or justify your stand. Okay, and finally, the body paragraph, as I mentioned to you, refutation. So for this refutation part, you have to acknowledge the other side point. Okay, about how many points that you have to include in the refutation. Obviously, you just have to come up with 1 point from the other side. Only 1 point from the other side. Okay, and you acknowledge the point, and again you encounter the point in the same paragraph. Okay, and finally you are going to end it with a conclusion. So obviously you have to restate the thesis statement, and then you end it with any alternative or demand correction. It has to be very general, yeah. You don't have to come up with specific action, for example, campaign here and that. You just put it like the authority should take action in order to curb this problem from become worsening. Okay. Yes, Amni. 3 points plus 1 point from the opposing side, but you still encounter them in that repetition part. So it is going to be like this. It's going to be like this. Let's say you have finished with all the points to justify your stand. So how can you start your repetition? I actually don't put it in the slide because I want you to pay attention in the class, in the session. Okay, so you have to bear your view here. Okay, now how you can start? So you can just start like this. Oh, sorry, I'm typing it out. It is acknowledge that, or you can put it has been informed that. After that, okay, is the point from the other side, or you can say the opponent would point out that some may say that. So those are the phrases that you can use in order to begin your refutation. Okay, but once you acknowledge it, it has to be with the word but. So here, after the but is how you encounter it. Okay, all right. We'll do this afterwards. Okay, so let us go to the next slide first. So when you are writing this argumentative essay, please use the third point of view. Okay, because you want to justify the reader on your stand. You want them to know. You don't want to convince them and to be part of you, because that is considered as persuasive essay. So you just want to inform that your stand is here and here, and you want them to think. So just use third point of view. I hope you still remember what is third point of view. First is when you use I, me, mine, we, us. But second, you, your. But third, when you use they, she, it, the people, the society. Okay, so please use the point of view. Okay, The question now is, how can you actually make a thesis statement by playing your stand without saying you agree or disagree? Because if you use I agree means you use first point of view. So you have to use third point of view in which you put it this way. For example, it is agreed that smoking should be banned in public areas. Okay, so it means that this is your stand. This is the topic. Smoking should be banned in public areas. Okay, and these are the three reasons to justify your stand, which is prevent from pollution, promote healthy lifestyle, and lessen the risk of passive smoker. So here are the 3 points. The points for refutation is not going to be included in this statement. Only the points to justify your stand should be in the thesis statement. So yeah, you have to use it is agreed, it is disagreed, it is supported that, it is against that. Okay, right? So you have to use that kind of phrases. All right. Okay, clear on that? All right. Let us see just now. Our topic is smoking should be banned in public areas. Okay. Now we are moving. Let's say we have finished with point 1, point 2, and point 3. Now we are moving into writing the refutation paragraph. So how would it be? So let's say I just put here like it is acknowledged that smoking is considered as one's one of individual rights. Okay, so it is acknowledged that smoking is considered as one of individuals' right. Every what's wrong with this? Sorry, yeah. Okay. Every person is entitled to do any action as long as it doesn't affect any others' life. Okay, right? So means that you acknowledge it and then you give a little bit on what they may say. Okay, but when a person smokes in public area, he actually disturbs the others' right as well by making the people around him as passive smokers. Sudah? Okay, so it's going to be like that, and then you can just put some of the point. For example, this actually is affects affects their health, especially for the infant as well as for the elderly, as they can't resist. They can't. They have low level of immune. Okay, so that is how these two things will be in one paragraph lah. Okay, so that is how actually you put the repetition. Okay, I hope you're clear on this. That is why I recommend you just now, when you have an issue, please try to brainstorm both sides first. Okay, when you brainstorm both sides, you already know the other side point, so you just simply can take it once you are writing it. You don't have to do the thinking session 2 times. Okay, and another thing is, guys, this is what I always advise my student, because you are writing now you are writing not basically to express yourself. You are writing to get marks. You want this is like exam oriented things. Therefore, once you brainstorm these two sides, okay, please go for the side that you're familiar with. You have more ideas to write. Although you are actually, let's say for this one, you agree. You personally disagree. But the agree section has more points. Go for the agree section. Okay, because there will be more points can be elaborated. Okay, rather than the other one. So that is why I urge you. Choose what you have to do, not you want just because you are not expressing yourself at this moment. You are not expressing yourself. If you are about writing it to your social media, or you are writing it to newspaper, article, magazine, it's okay, because you are writing as for your expression. But this time around, you are writing it for the mark purpose. Okay, so please, when you brainstorm, go for writing the one that you're familiar. You have more points to elaborate. Okay. Okay. So, any question? I hope you have finished record your attendance, because the form actually will be ended at 2. Okay. All right. So, as you on this, obviously, you have to write an AC. So I have listed a few points here, and you have to write an AC. This time, no longer brainstorming. Yeah. Yes, no longer brainstorming. You have to write an AC. Yes, a full AC. A full AC. Okay, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention to you this on the refutation part. Eventually, the refutation part during your EA is considered as optional. It's not compulsory for you to write a refutation paragraph. But let's say during EA, when you are answering EA, no, when we mark your EA, let's say your points are quite irrelevant, or some of the points are barely elaborated. Okay, so we tend to give you one additional point for your refutation part, regardless how it looks like. As long as there's a point, you manage to counter it, you manage to counter argument it. Still we will give you 1 mark, because you know that is to have a good argumentative essay, it should be with what's it called, refutation part, refutation paragraph. Okay, so it's not compulsory. But again, for this time around, for this exercise, I want you to have it as compulsory, because I want to check whether you understand or not about what I have mentioned, what I have taught you just now. Okay, so for this task, I'm going to give you option whether you can write it individually, in pair, or even in the group of 3. That is the maximum, in the group of 3. Okay, all right. And if you write in a pair or in a group of 3, only one product of it. It means only one essay that I need. Okay, and the submission date, Fauzan, the submission date will be next Thursday. Next Thursday. Okay, discount skip next Thursday. Yes, next Thursday. Okay, because this time around, I'm going to give you the feedback as well as the marks for but I'm going to mark it according to what we used to have during in marking our students EA final exam. Okay, so at least you get the impression mark. This is the mark. It's not going to be included in the coursework mark. Okay, it's not going to be included, but it just to give you such impression so that by then you will know what is your strength, what is your weakness, so you may improve before your real EA. Okay. Word limit is 350, 300 to 350. Okay lah, tak payah banyak. Okay. At least I can see your writing style. Obviously, I will check your thesis statement, how you argue. Yeah, I'm going to share you the slides. Right.
Miss.
Yes.
For the test 1, for the reading test, will we get our marks soon or?
Soon. The
okay.
latest might be by next week. By next week. By next Monday, I will release the mark.
Alright, thank you, Miss.
Sabar ya. Alright. Okay. So, any other question? Right. I have shared with you the slides. For the questions here, it's up to you to choose any of the question. No problem if you are the same group doing the same thing. No problem. Other than that, I also share with you an article. This article actually sample of argumentative essay, but this one, this is not according to our format because they just have two reasons, one refutation. Okay, two reasons and one. So here we are. They are lacking one point. Okay, but let's. If we manage to see point number, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4. So you can say my opponent say it is wrong for people to use animal, so that is also how you can actually do your counter argument. I mean your repetition. If the same group, yes. If you're doing in a group, obviously one essay only. Okay. So anyone wants Afzal, please contact him. Any question? Word limit. Word limit is 350. I got someone who just asked me on that. Yeah, I have deal with it for about 8 years. Okay, all right. So, any question on your quiz? Sorry, on your task, OPT task, on this task? No. Everything is crystal clear.
Excuse me, miss. I forgot how many words the test will have. Is it 50 questions or not words? Questions. Is it questions?
For what? Quiz.
Yeah, the quiz. Was it 50 questions? MCQ?
All MCQ, but in terms of the question, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be around 40 questions. But still, we haven't decided. We haven't finalized it yet. But all are going to be MCQ. Rasanya, if I'm mistaken, 40 question, 40 minutes. If I'm mistaken lah. Okay. You don't have to prepare for any dice because you don't have time to do it. Alright. Okay. Another question? Okay. So since you are having such a very hectic week this week, next week, okay? So I just want to remind you your deadline for next week. Tomorrow, sorry, for your poetry slam tomorrow. Yeah, you're not going to have a week, happy week for like a month from now. This week, next week, the other week, and then you're having your first EA. Okay, so no worry. Okay, all right. So if there is no question, I think I just end our discussion session here. Yeah, yes, Alina. If you have any question, you can just WhatsApp me. Okay. All right. So guys, please don't forget to fill in the satisfaction form. It is compulsory. The number of respondents is somehow decreasing from time to time. Okay, so you can use the other time here, the other hour, for you to brainstorm or even writing this AC. Okay, whether you want to do it individually, in pair, or in a group of 3. Alright then, I'll see you next week for the OOPT as well as for the quiz. Okay, alright, take care, see you next week. Thank you so much, class. Dismissed.
Thank you, miss.
Okay.